guys, welcome back to the channel, Back 30 Precision. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Clay's Cartridge Classic match that we shot a couple of weeks ago in Oklahoma and the learning points that I took away from that. During this match, we were shooting targets ranging from 1 to 1.5 minutes of angle, winds anywhere from 6 to 25 miles per hour up and down all day long. The target ranges were anywhere from 300 to 950 yards with a lot of moving parts. It really made for a challenging match, and it helped me grow as a shooter. The learning points I took away from this match were obviously positional shooting. I need to continue to work on that. The top shooters are shooting small caliber bullets with heavy rifle systems ranging from 20 to 25 pounds. My current system weighs 17 pounds. I can plug this information into a recoil calculator. JBM Balistic offers ones that I'll be using through these videos. My current system with a 144 grain burger, 41.5 charge weight, a 17-pound rifle system with a foot velocity of 2,800 feet per second shows that my rifle system is producing 7 foot-pounds of recoil energy. So there's two ways I can reduce this. I can go to a smaller bullet. A 130 grain ELD match is what we're going to be trying to develop a load for, and then also add weight to my chassis system. At this time, I'm going to give a shout out to MDT. They really came through and offered me a competitor's discount on some individual M-lock weights that I can use to attach to my rifle system. So I want to thank MDT. Thank you for your sponsorship for the PRS, and thank you for your help and your support. So I ordered some of those. Those should be in the next few days. But for now, we're going to go ahead and start with load development. So starting off, we're going to use H4350 130 grain ELD match. We're going to be loading it to a collective overall length of 2.82 inches. Starting at the low end of the recommended charge weight, we're going to start at the bottom end and work our way up. The less pressure, the less recoil. Starting at 39 grains, we're going to work our way up half grain increments up to 41 grains. The next powder we're going to be using is Stayball 6.5. Starting at 41 grains and working half grain increments up to 43 grains. I'm going to try a new powder, Superformance. I was able to pick some up at the local store here, and I found some load data showing 41.5 grains, and we're going to work our way up to 43.5 grains. So it's the same process as my last few videos, so I'm not going to run you through that, but we'll see you on the range. All right, we're back at the house. Let's take a look at these groups. Starting with H4350, we have 39 all the way up to 41 grains of powder. 39.0 and 39.5 are pretty consistent in that charge weight area. The velocities were only 16 feet per second deviation from that. The point of impact shift is only 0.25 inches, and the SDs were both pretty good in that load. So I'd say that's a pretty stable load area right there, load zone. If you move on down, 40.0 kind of opens up a little bit. 40.5 kind of moves back up, and then 41.0 goes back down. So 40.0 and 41.0 pretty close. They're both 0.46 inches and 0.41 inches as far as endpoint impact shift. So that's not, you don't want too much of a difference in between charge weights there. So I might play around with 41.0 and 41.5. Probably load up 5 rounds each of those and see what those velocities come out. But like I said, we're trying to get reduced recoil, so the lower the charge weight, the lower the velocity, the least amount of recoil. So if we take a look here, JB Balistics, the difference between 2720 and 2850 is only half a pound of recoil. It's not, I mean, it makes a difference, but it's not that much of a difference. So I guess you got to decide on whether you want velocity over accuracy. So let's go ahead and load up 39.3 grains. We'll do 5 rounds of that, and then we'll play around with 41.0 and 41.5, 5 rounds of that, and see See what we come up with as far as consistent velocities. Okay, let's take a look at Stayball 6.5, starting at 41.0 grains. Probably the worst group of them all. SD was horrible, extreme spread. 1.45 MOA group, point impact shift, 0.57 low. Um, everything else past that is pretty decent. SDs were all single digits except for 42.5, which had an SD of 10, extreme spread of 20. But the impact shifts are all pretty much on the same line, so it's not a bad impact zone right there, all the way from 41.5 to 43. It doesn't really break 2,800 feet per second until 43.0 grains, which comes into 2845 feet per second. So just show you what JBM Balistic shows as far as weight and velocities. I'll go ahead and do 2720 again, 41.5, and then 2850 at 43 grains. So let's load up 5 rounds 41.5 of Stayball 6.5 and 5 rounds 43.0. So moving over to Superformance, this powder didn't do really too good. It was really low velocity, 2666 for 41.5, and then 43.5 was only 2749. Impact shift varied throughout the whole string, maybe between 42 and 42 and a half. That might be able to say that's pretty close to being in the same line, but velocities were too low for me. Really need to be up around 2,700 feet per second. So I think I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna play around with Superformance anymore. I might try it with the 135 A tips, see what we get there. But I think I'm done with 130s and Superformance at this point. So if you guys are liking this video, please like and subscribe. Comment in the comment section. Let me know what I can do to improve. And until next time, guys, aim high and send it.